This brotherhood in Islam, wallah, is the greatest brotherhood anyone can ever think about, anyone can ever read about. But the only ones who don't know it are the ones who don't know Islam, who don't read about it. And you are missing out on Allah, my brother or sister, if you don't read about what your religion has in store for us. I want you for this few minutes to think about yourself. Just by yourself. Ask yourself this following question. Just to you, within your mind, and then try to answer it. The question is, my brothers and sisters, what is your priority in life? What is it that you love the most? What is it? Ask yourself that question. What is it that I love the most? What is it that I want? What is it that I prioritize? Make it more important than anything else. That when I'm at work, or when I am studying, or when I am doing something for myself, or whatever, trading, selling, whatever I'm doing, that's meant to be important. What is it that I will actually put above that? What is it that you prioritize? Be careful now, because your answer in your head has to be sincere. You have to be honest. Don't be hypocritical, brothers and sisters. Think about it deeply. And when you think about it, use some proofs that could convince you that this is really what you prioritize in life, whatever your answer is. Because, my brothers and sisters, whatever you prioritize, whatever you love the most, it means that that's the thing which you occupy your life generally in working towards. It is the thing which, if you are at home, it's still important. You are working, you will stop your work for it. Whatever you are doing, if you are praying, you still find it more important. What is it? On the face of it, on the outside, people will answer things like, well, to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is what I find more important in my life. Or they say, to work towards paradise, to work for the hereafter. Or to die a pleasant death which pleases Allah. This is my objective, they say. This is my priority. My priority is my prayers, for example. My priority is to have Quran recited every day. My priority is to be a good Muslim. This is the type of answers generally a person would say if someone else was listening to them. Yes, but Allah knows best. It is a very small minority of Muslims in the world that would answer this, or that really this is their true and honest answer. If you were to really analyze and study and investigate what each one of us really prioritizes, it's not really the hereafter. Be honest to yourself. It's not really pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not really loving to please Allah, really. Because our mouths say that which is different to what our actions prove. Probably some proper answers, more honest answers from the majority is maybe, and think if this applies to one of you, maybe to achieve a respectful career, maybe to prepare my future, work towards buying a house, getting married and living in it, and that's, working towards it, retiring at 35, this is my priority. Maybe some people find education as being the most priority. We're talking about the best thing which you really want, the greatest priority before anything else. Maybe to be rich, money, to gather a lot of money, to have a nice car one day. I want to drive that Ferrari one day. I want to drive a Jaguar one day. I want to work towards that. Some of them will probably to have a great name in the community, to have a great name. And I've heard this many times before. Some people prioritize to be respected. They want people to fear them, to respect them. Or some people just plainly don't prioritize anything whatsoever. They just don't know. And some find it too much to think about. just too much wasting our brain cells about it, so they get exhausted, and so they say, we'll see what happens. Just we'll live our day to day and see what we'll decide later on what is more important to us. My brothers and sisters, generally the honest answers around, and we have to say the truth, is that we really work for this life more than what we work for the hereafter. This is the truth. We love the adornments of this life more than the hereafter. We work towards this dunya more than what we work for the hereafter. Wallah, if you say to a person, but you are going to die one day, they believe it, they know it. Really, that's the sad thing. You talk about hellfire, they know it, it's going to come. Judgment Day, they believe in it. Jannah, they believe in it. But how often do they pray? How fast do they pray? Because they've got some important things to go to. So they consider it superficial, something not really important. Do you think that this is a person who places the pleasure of Allah, pleasing Allah, as being the most important thing? Islam is not the most important thing to you. Why? Why is it that we find most Muslims, when it comes to trade or business, if somebody rips you off for $10 or $15, $100, we're ready to sue, we're ready to go to the courts, we are ready to write letters and spend time to do all of that because we can't accept that someone has ripped us off. When it comes time for work, instead of putting the alarm clock to Fajr, which is at the moment just after 5, they rather put the alarm for 7 AM. And they pray their prayer at that time, their Fajr prayer. The sun has already risen and Allah will not accept the prayer at that time. What do they really prioritize? The salat or their work? My sister the other day or yesterday, she was asking me, Bilal, is this life like a dream? I was very impressed by her question, because that's thinking. Using this brain which Allah created for us to think about why we are here. She said, is this world a dream? I said, why do you ask? I replied. And she said, well, we are going to die, aren't we? I said, true. She said, and when we go to sleep, doesn't our soul sort of depart from our body a bit? I mean, we go unconscious. I said, true. And now the smile's from one ear to one ear for me, because I'm very happy that she's thinking like that. She said, so death is kind of like going to sleep. You lose consciousness and you have dreams. And then when you wake up, you're back to reality. So is this life a dream, and that we're going to die and wake up in the hereafter and that will be reality? I said, absolutely. This is exactly how it is. I go, but the difference is only one. When you go to sleep and dream, whatever you do in that dream, you're not responsible for it. But this dream in this life, you're going to be asked about every single moment. You're responsible. You see, we have forgotten why we are here. We have forgotten that we have been created by Allah from nothing. And we have forgotten that Allah can just take us away in a single minute. Out of our control. Where did we come from? Where are we going? There is a reason and a purpose for our living, and that is to be trialed and tested. Who is going to heaven? Who is going to hell? Allah is just. Allah, God, is just. And He will give each one what they deserve. Those who want this life, Allah will give them everything out of it. But in the hereafter they will have nothing left. And whoever wants the hereafter and works towards it, then Allah will give him the best of this life and the hereafter. And Allah will be thankful to him. My brothers and sisters, choose your priorities from now and see what is the most important thing for you. Prepare for your death.